improve the slow starts to games in general, certainly the primetime games.
Well, I don't think it's been an issue with us really all year. I think there's been games where we struggled to get off to a fast start. A couple of those times started with a turnover like we had last week, really, to be honest with you. Like I told you guys the week before, one thing I say about these guys, when we bring up what our issues are as a group and we get an opportunity to work on them during the week and try to correct those things, this team does an awesome job of always responding. So something we've been talking about, something we've made our guys aware of, and hopefully we can get off the better starts.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next is Greg Allman.
Hey, Byron, you guys as an offense had such a good game in Los Angeles last year, especially coming out of the gate strong. Obviously, this is a different Rams team. They got Jalen Ramsey on the field now. They got a young coordinator. I just want to ask you what the biggest differences you see in what you faced last year and the Rams defense you'll face Monday night.
Oh, they still got really good football players. They do. They have a lot of really good football players, a lot of guys playing fast, moving around. Just the scheme is different. The scheme is really completely different from what they've done in the last year. So obviously we can take some things from that from a personnel standpoint, but these guys are playing well. I mean, they're playing really good football right now. They're flying around. They're hitting people. They're attacking guys. They're getting to the quarterback. They're doing all the things that good defenses do, and it's all over the tape. So we know what type of challenge we have coming in here Monday night. This is going to be a really good football team that's going to be ready to play. So we got to make sure we're ready to do the same.
Byron, there's nobody you faced this year that you have to face again. Would you say this is the toughest defense you've gone up against?
Yes, probably. I believe so. Just the way they attack, the way they get to the quarterback. Obviously, that guy that got his hand in the ground, it's not just him. It's a bunch of those guys that really do a good job of getting to the quarterback. They have some special guys on the defensive side of the football. Some guys that's, you know, when it's all said and done, these guys are going to be wearing gold jackets. So we understand that. We understand what we're up against. We're just going to try to make sure we prepare as much as we can, make sure we're doing the things that we need to do to give ourselves an opportunity to win the football game.
Thanks, Byron.
Thank you.
All right, next is Jenna Lane.
Hey, Coach. In watching the Rams last week, they, for the most part, shadowed Jalen Ramsey on DK Metcalf. He held him to like 2 catches, kept him out of the end zone, 2 catches on 4 targets. So with the addition of a guy like Antonio Brown, how much more does that help you in terms of flexibility as a play caller, where even if you do go up against a defense like that who can take out your number 1 receiver, you have other bona fide options?
I mean, I think it's great anytime any coordinator can add a guy like AB to their roster that can help you out on game day. I think we have a bunch of playmakers around our guys. We have them pretty much all over the field. We understand that other people have good football players too. So I'm quite sure they feel good about where they at. We feel good about where we at. And that's the game of football week in and week out. I mean, every week you're playing against really good football players, and it's no different this week. These guys, I think they're 1 or 2 in defense in the league, a special group. They've always been that way. Even when I was in Arizona having an opportunity to play against some of this personnel twice a year, these guys have always been really, really good on defense, and they play at a high level. So we understand what we're up against Monday night, and we expect them to come in here ready to play at a high level Monday night. We just got to make sure we're ready also.
And a lot's been made this week about your new addition, Antonio Brown, off the field. But none of us are inside the building the way you are with him every single day. And you already have a relationship with him. And so you've seen him, every day for almost a month now. What have you seen with him as it relates to your team, his daily work habits, his interaction with teammates, all that?
Everything has been great. Everything has been absolutely great. I think he's fitting in with the guys perfectly. I think the guys are fitting in with him, and everything's been smooth from our standpoint.
Thank you, Coach.
Mm-hmm.
All right, next is John Ledyard.
Hey, Byron, I just want to ask about 20-yard passes or more over the last 3 weeks, passes that have traveled 20-plus yards in the air. Tom has completed just 1 of 13 of those. Definitely not all his fault looking at the tape. It seems like there's been kind of a myriad of issues, but just curious if that's something that you've noticed and if that's something that you and the quarterbacks and receivers have spent extra time on this week in practice.
We always spend extra time. We just try to go out and play football well enough to win football games. It's going to be something different every week. We don't try to sway and go back and forth. Obviously, we're trying to hit every pass that we throw, short, medium, and long. Obviously, we're trying to get every run, short, medium, and long that we can get. So sometimes when plays don't work, it don't mean there's not an issue. Or sometimes when plays are not converted, it don't mean that there's an issue. I think all we can do is continue just keep putting ourselves in position to try to make those plays. And if we keep working hard and practice and doing the things we need to do, those plays will start being made. But that's just the next gen stats and all that and all the things that come in and week out. We're going to try to do a better job of making all our plays and convert all our plays.
Curious about the Rams defense and your thoughts on watching them. I know Brandon Staley's come in first year as a defensive coordinator. He's done some unique things based on what I've seen and what I've read about that defense. Just curious your thoughts and impressions on what they do schematically and if it's different than what you've seen in other teams around the league.
Yeah, it's different than what they did last year. Just having the opportunity to play against these guys last year is entirely different. Some of the personnel is the same, and the personnel's always been good. So obviously, they're doing a lot of really good things on defense. They're playing well up front. They're playing well in the secondary. They're really playing well as a whole. Once you watch the guys play, you can see they enjoy playing with each other. They play the game with a certain type of energy. They're running around. So, I mean, it's everything that a good defense is supposed to have. They have it. So they have all the things that come with having really good defense, and we understand that. So we just got to make sure we're ready to roll, make sure we're preparing, doing the things we need to do to give ourselves an opportunity Monday night to win the football game.
Thanks, Coach.
Thank you.
All right, we'll go over to Leo Haggerty.
Coach, in the Carolina game, it looked like the offensive line did a great job of protecting the quarterback. It also looked like the running backs did a great job of picking up the free runners and that. Is that what you saw on film, and how important is the running backs pass blocking going to be Monday night?
Oh, yeah, I'm big on these guys on pass blocking. I think in order to be able to run the ball in this league, your running backs got to be able to pass block. And I think for pretty much all year, we've been really doing a really good job of understanding who we need to be on, how protecting the quarterback, doing the things that we need to do throughout the week. Really, the work is really done throughout the week. I think these guys do work they tail off throughout the week, understanding, being aware of certain looks and what's going to come with certain looks that the defensive front gives us. And it's just been able to showcase itself on Sundays. But I think we've always pretty much all year done a good job of that, especially from the running back standpoint, making sure we getting our guy.
Coach, Bruce Arians said that when Ronald Jones broke the big run, he said before they even snapped the ball, it looked like, hey, we got a shot at a big one. Did you see the same thing?
Yeah, we knew what we had called, and we knew it was a possibility. I knew it was a good play for us where we were at on the field. Obviously, you never know that a play is going to go 98 yards, right? You know, you can't predict that, but it just was the best play we had right there at that time, and we liked it. We got it called, and the results was a 98-yard touchdown.
Thank you, Coach.
Thank you.
Okay, that's all for today.
Okay, thanks guys.
Byron.